Hey guys, hope you all are doing well. So today we will discuss about React.js. If you are a beginner, then you can follow this video. React.js is a library of JavaScript. You can build web application with this React.js library. So the app like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or LinkedIn are built with React.js, or you can build this type of app with React.js. Like if you come on this is my LinkedIn profile and I am in home page, then if I click on the component my network, then my page just changes its directory, but it didn't refreshed or loaded again. So if you click on jobs, you can see just my page or my component is just changed, but I am in the same page and there is no extra loading or refreshing. So this is the advantage of React.js. If you use React.js, then your page will not be loaded again and again, and it will not take uh, time of loading, so it is more faster and efficient. Nowadays React.js is a very effective library in the market. So to run React.js, you know that if you build a web application or a website, then you have to run it in a local host. Like if you using XAMPP, then you can run it with starting your PHP myadmin server, and then you can run it writing localhost / your app name. So this work is more simpler or easier with Node.js. If you install Node.js in your PC, then the Node.js will automatically create a localhost server on your PC that will run your React app very easily. You need not to activate any server for this. The Node.js server will always be activated in your PC if you once install it. Then command prompt. Why we need command prompt in React.js? Because React.js codes are run with command prompt. So you can go to your default command prompt on PC and then run your React.js or create your React app, but I will suggest you use VS Code. As you are with React.js, then you need to write codes, so you need an editor. So I will suggest the VS Code here. VS Code is a fantastic editor, and in VS Code there is one most advantage. There is a terminal, and if you click on terminal, then new terminal, and it will provide the command prompt here. So you can easily write your code in your code section, and then clicking on terminal you can write the command prompt here and run your app very easily. Like just a simple work. If I want to change my directory, then I will write just cd and then enter, then you can see my file directory is changed. So you can see that the command prompt is working here very nicely. So I will suggest you to download VS Code and run your application like this. And to build or create a new React.js application, you have to remember three things, that is npx cd change directory and npm. So what is npx? Npx is Node Package Execution. With npx you can create a React app, and the syntax is you write npx, then create React app, and then your app name. So this will automatically create a app directory folder and an app to that you want on the name given by you, and then simply you can just change your directory to your app. And then to run your app you need to write npm start. If you write npm start, then your app will be run in a browser with the help of localhost that will provided by Node.js. So this is very simple. Let's check it. So I want to change my directory, so let's change it. So I am in G, then I will go, let me copy this directory here, and then I will just cd, okay, and then okay, I'll go to then react, that is my folder's name, and then I will go to YouTube, and then I will go to the folder where I want to store my React app. Okay, now you can see I am in my desired folder. You can see that. Okay, you can see the directory here, G React, then YouTube, and then my desired folder. So I have come to my desired folder here, or you can just copy this directly from there. Just copy this and write, then press enter, you are there. So to create a new React app, you have to do npx, then create React app, and then you have to write your app name. So the app name will be like demo, and then you press enter. So after pressing enter, you can see there is some dots, and this is the process started already, and the app is building its components and all of its folders. So it will take a few moments or few minutes. So let's pause this video for it. You can see my app is downloading all its needed components. Just wait for the finishing. It will depend on your PCs or on your devices configuration. Like if you are with a high configuration device, then your app will create very faster, and if you are with a lower configuration device, then your app will take some times to be created. So here we can see that happy hacking, and my React app is created. So let's browse the React app in my editor. So you go to file and then open folder, and in folder you will go to your directory, and my directory is React, then YouTube, and then this demo folder is my app container folder. So I will open this, and yes, we have opened that in Explorer. You can see my folder is opened, and you will see a bunch of folder there. And don't be afraid of this, because you need not to edit or think about all of them. You just need to know some basic things about these directories. So the React works like a team. Like if you imagine a football team, then there is several players, and the football will be passed from one player to another player and to the attacker, and the attacker will make a goal. So the React is something like that. If I say if you open public, then you will see there is a fab icon. This is actually the icon of your React app, and there is index.html. It is important because index.html is the template of your page. So basically this is the main page of your app, or main component of your app, but you need not to worry much about it, because you need not to edit in index.html as you are a beginner. And then you will see logo, and this logo are used in your basic react app. And then you have to think about source. In src or source, you will see a bunch of component, right, like app.js, and then there is index.js. So you need to change some things in these components. Like in app.js contains all your component or all your content here, and you have to import your app.js to your index.js. You can see, if you click on index.js, you will see there is a render, and there is one component called is app. So if you call app.js in index.js, that means you are calling your app to index.js, and this index.js will communicate with index.html and run your app, like the football game. The app.js is, or think, the app.js is your midfielder, and the midfielder passes the ball to the attacker index.js, and index.js passes the ball to the goal, and the goal is index.html. So the react.js works in a formatted way. So now if we run our app, let's see the output. As I said, to run app you have to change your directory and then npm start. So let's we did not actually change our directory because we are already in the app folder, it is demo. So we will not change our directory, we will just write npm, or I will show you how to change your directory. Just cd, and then as we are in the page, so let me show you. Okay, look, I am not in the directory I should be. So to do that, I will just write cd and then my folder name demo and press enter. Now I am in my directory, and then now I will write npm start and then enter. So my app will now run in my default browser. Okay, you can see my Google Chrome is popped up and it is loading, and you can see there is localhost 3000. So your app will run under a localhost server provided by your Node.js. Okay, so this is your first basic React apps interface. You can see animation here, the React logo, and there is some writings. So this is your basic React app, your first React app. And now if you come to the code, I will show something here. As I said, you will code or include your components in app.js, then app.js will be passed to index.js, and then index.js will be passed to index.html. So you just need to worry about app.js, and as a beginner you need not to worry about index.js too. You just now worry about app.js. Like in app.js, you can see there is a function called app. So this app function will return the React.js, the library of JavaScript always returns something. If you using a function, the function always should return something, because you are passing the component to another page. So you need to return something. As the simple code on C, C++, if you pass anything from any function, then you have to return something. So the function app will return the whole thing you want to show to the interface. So you can see app, and there is return, and it will return a div. The div name is app, and under this div you will have a app header that will contain the logo. And if you go to the browser, you can see there is the logo. This is the app header, and then there is an image, and then there is a code like source.ap.js, edit and save to reload. You can see this writing here, edit source and save to reload. So this is just some by default writing here. So if I want to change something here, like if I change, if it goes all this thing and I write hello and save it, let's see the output. Okay, you can see that the hello is printed on your React app. So this is how the React works under a function or a class. And now, as I said, if we create a new page on React or new component, like in source, I will create a page name home, or I will create a folder here like pages, and in pages I will create, okay, let me create it again. In source I will create a folder name pages, and in pages I will create a file that is index.js. and index.js, how to write, now we will learn how to write a component or how to build a component. So to build a component, I use normally functions, so I will show you how to build a component with function. So you have to import React from React, and then you can use functions like app.js, and as you see there is already an example that function app and then you return. And one more thing, you have to export what you are importing in app.js as your app component will be exported to another page. So you have to write export default app, like I am constructing, like you have to write const and then your component name, like I name it home. It is basically a lambda function, so we write it like this, and then okay. So as you say, this is actually a function, a lambda function, and we write it like this. And as I said before that a React component always returns something, so you have to write return. And what will it return? It will basically return a div. So I write a div, and as I said, as it will be imported to app.js, because app.js will hold all your pages or all your components, so it should be imported to app.js. That's why we have to export it first from your own page. So export default and your component name. Just think about one thing, if you are going to sell something, then first of all you have to ready your good, and then you have to deliver it to someone else and he will then buy it. So you are, by exporting your home component, you are allowing other to import it. So you will export the div, and here you will write home page. I'm just writing in under heading 1, and after writing this, what I will do, I will import this index.js, my home page, to app.js. So I will simply cut this, and then what I have to do, as I said, as I exported, so I have import this to my app.js. So I will import, then dot slash, and I have to go to the directory pages and then index. So now okay, sorry, I have done it wrong. So you have to import the component. So you are importing the component home from where? From dot slash, and then you are importing it from pages, and then it is the component, it is the page of index. So you have imported the component. Now just simply write it like this: home, the A should be in capital letter. So you have just imported the component, and now your page in app.js will act like a HTML tag. Actually this is not HTML. In React.js this is called JSX. This is called JSX. It is look like HTML, but it is not the HTML thing. It is called JSX. If you search JSX in Google, you can see, yeah, JSX. So it is look like HTML, but it is not HTML. So let's search here. You can write all the code. You can see that in HTML and like that. Div, you can write div h1 or anything you used in HTML, but this is, remember, this is not HTML, this is called JSX. So now let's move on. So after importing a component, it will act like a tag. Now you just declare your component like a tag in your function app, and then simply save it and run your app. You can see the output is home page. So now again I will explain how this is working. Think index.js is the goalkeeper of your site. You pass a component named home to the midfielder, and the midfielder is app.js, and the app.js is passing your component, or the component is the ball, the football. So the app.js is passing your football to index.js, and index.js is finally doing the goal for you by sending data to the template index.html. So this is how the whole process is working. Now one more thing you have to worry about, that is package.json. As you are using a library, so you need to, if you want to build advanced things or any advanced works in your app, like inserting image or making a form, getting validation in your form, then you have to install some dependencies. So as if you worked on Android Studio, so you have idea about dependencies. So dependency will make your work more easier. You need not to write whole codes of JS. You just use your dependency and write some simple codes and get your result. So you can see in package.json, you will see there is a name. You can see that your app folder name is demo, and then version, your app version is 0.1.0, then it is private true, and there is the most important thing is dependencies. You can see a lot of more dependencies like React DOM, React scripts, and then more of them. Then you can see the debug. There is scripts to start, build, test, eject. So now for now you need not to know all of them, so I am skipping this part. So you, and there is also more like git ignore, readme. If you install an app, there is a readme file, you know that, but you need not to think about that. You can just write what you want to show about your app. this is how basically React app works.